Okay, I have two questions over here which I'm going to discuss. So I have a sequence and I give you some M term rule over there. Okay, and I'm trying to ask that is this number a term in a sequence or not, in this sequence or not. So when we're talking about sequence, you know that we have always have term 1, term 2 and term 3, and of course the term that we are interested in. Okay, and we are trying to show that is this number 263 a term in this sequence? So how do I know if this number is a term? Very simple. The value of n over here when we calculate must be a whole number, right? Like example, you see here, t1, t2, t3, 4, 5, 6 and so on. If we're able to show that, that this number, okay, when we calculate, comes up for this n and it shows us a whole number, that is a proof that this number is a term in this sequence. But is that the case right now? So let's check. So what do I do? All right. How do I construct my equation right now? So if let's just say this is a term, all right, I should be able to write this equation. So n squared plus 9 is going to equals to 263. So that's the equation you're going to form, right? Because if you say that this is a whole number, this n is going to be that number, like for example, like maybe 12, all right, 12 squared plus 9, it should get me to this number over here, right? So we are trying to work out if this is the case. So we can just quickly solve this, all right? We can just quickly solve this. N squared, all right, you will get 263 minus 9, and that should give you 254. And if you try to square root 254, in your calculator, you should get, let's see, 15.93 dot dot dot. Okay, so what have we found out over here? We found out that when we solve this, the value of n over here is not a whole number, right? But for this number to be a term in this sequence, the value of n must be a whole number. So therefore, we can make a conclusion that this number over here is not a term in this sequence. Why? Because the value of n over here, it's a decimal number. Okay, so I can make a conclusion over here. A conclusion. Okay, since the value of n over here is not a whole number, okay, so hence the number 263 is not a term, okay, is not a term in the sequence. Okay, so that is basically what it means. So same thing over here. Alright, similar question. So I can work this out. The n term rule of the sequence is n squared minus 76. So is the number 93 a term in the sequence? So if let's just say this is indeed a term, whatever value that I substitute in over here, whatever whole number value that I substitute here in, I square it, then I minus 76. That should give me 93. Okay, so we can work this out very quickly. So n squared is equals to 93 plus 76. That should give me 169, and if you square root 169, you should get 13. So what does this mean over here? That this number over here, okay, is the 13th term of that sequence. So I can make a conclusion over here again. Conclusion. So since the value of n over here for the term is a whole number, so we can conclude that the number 13 is a term in the sequence. Okay, so that is basically it. Very simple only. Okay, so I hope you understand that. Thank you.